And the first wine we're going to have is that Ferrari-Carano Fume Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a little bit of background on this, and this is what I was kind of getting to with the story on Fume Blanc, is that back in the 60s, Sauvignon Blanc was known as like super sweet because it was, you know, that was back when most US drinkers loved sweet wine. And so that name, Sauvignon Blanc, pretty much kind of think of like what Franzia did to the reputation of White Zinfandel. That you know, that's all it was known for. So Robert Mondavi, who's kind of the grandfather of Napa, decided to grow Sauvignon Blanc, but ferment it dry. But because of that name's reputation, he decided to kind of call it white smoke, which is Fume Blanc. And since he kind of aged it slightly in oak barrels. So that's why it's going to have, you know, a little bit of this almost like buttery, oaky quality to it. So on that note, let's go ahead and, if you haven't already poured, go ahead and pour yourself some. Let's give this thing a look. For those of you that are new, what we do is we usually kind of go through the deductive methods of wine tasting. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at it, then we're going to smell it, then we're going to taste it. So for sight, you're kind of holding it up against a white background, like a sheet of paper. Make sure you've got some, you know, some pretty good light. And to me, you know, this is pretty much kind of like a pale yellow. And then if you give it a swirl, you can see if there's any residual legs on this thing, and it's those things are pretty thin, if not almost non-existent. They fall down pretty quick, which to me would say, since this thing has probably got almost no sugar to it, it probably also has a low alcohol content. Let's see. Actually, I guess I was a little off. This thing's almost 14%. Oh wait, I'm blaming my glass because no, now I'm actually seeing the they're pulling down still fairly quick. Anyways, let's go ahead and give this thing a good swirl. And we'll give it a couple of sniffs. So, anyone want to comment on what the smelling? How about pineapple? Anyone getting pineapple? With just almost like a tang of minerality to it. All right. Well, first taste of the day. Cheers. Mm. All right. So what's everyone getting on the taste?
Green apple.
Okay. You just got green apple?
You get a little bit of a spice, like maybe salt at the end.
I feel like licking a rock.
Licking a rock.
Pineapple rock.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, there's a little bit of that kind of that minerality to it. To me, I'm definitely getting the tropical fruit, like pineapple, and almost like the tang that I was smelling. I'm not so much getting the mineral, but maybe like that kind of abrasiveness from like papaya.
On the end, it tastes really good.
Now, with this thing being as dry as it is, it almost tastes like it has a little bit of sweetness to it, like it's almost off dry.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't.
Yeah, the orange peel, like
Like
a little
at
bit of
the
the
end.
bitter. Yeah,
At the very
in
end.
the back of your mouth, back of your tongue.
All right, now for the fun part, which is what's everyone going to pair this with? So now this one isn't as I wouldn't say it's creamy. It's definitely more on the balanced, so it's not like hugely acidic. So I mean, but because it's got more of those kind of like tropical and green notes to it, yeah, this is it's definitely going to be like soft white cheeses. Like me, I actually made little pinwheels out of. If anyone has ever heard of lebna, which is a Lebanese kind of like, think of it like a cross between sour cream and cream cheese.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, and so yeah, I just put it in a little wrap along with some fresh basil.
Yeah.
Pork tenderloin itself is very good too.
Well, thank you. I did not make it. I was like making it, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, what? And I was like, I didn't follow it right.
Wow, that really brings out the basil.
What did you do that you didn't follow directions?
I was supposed to cook the meat before I put the
Sauce?
cream in.
That is good.
Oh, well, I put the lime.
All right, Sarah and crew, what you got over there? Because you're usually the ones that kind of make the rest of us jealous on what food pairings you got going on.
We have a pork tenderloin that's cooked in like a cream sauce, and it's really good with the wine. And then we have
Tomatoes.
some seared steak and blue cheese and avocado toast.
Shrimp.
Sure. Show pictures. There we go. All right, so there's the pork, avocado and steak.
And then the
And
cheese tray.
cheese tray. And some shrimp. Oh, and some shrimp, yeah. So, we have food.
I would say that, yes.
Raspberry is really good too. It's like a fruity component.
Like it's a cranberry cinnamon. Yes. Do you want it on a cracker or just by itself?
So what do you got going on there, Jen LeRae?
I know it's like the cheese alone is good, I think.
We still don't hear you if you're kind of going off on things. I mean, I'm guessing you're miming to us, but
Yeah,
I've never produced sausages too, but that's something.
something fatty.
What about now?
Yes. Yay.
Yay. So I had to mute my computer and then tell my computer to unmute my phone. It was really jacked up. We have shrimp scampi and crab cakes.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
And
So-
I'm very happy because all I did was show up and there's wine and food all over here. So I'm just as happy as could be.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which one would actually go better with this. I mean, personally, I mean, you know, if there's a choice between, you know, which one, you know, if you can only have one with something, I would probably say that the crab cakes are going to go better with the second than the first. But that's me just, you know, kind of, you know, intuiting as to what those pairings are going to be like.